Did you know that the city of Los Angeles, the sprawling metropolis known for Hollywood, innovation, and diversity, was originally named El Pueblo de Nuestra Señora la Reina de Los Angeles del Rio de Porciúncula? This is just one of the many remnants of a past deeply intertwined with the Spanish language, culture, and influence that still echoes throughout the American Southwest. The history of this region is more than a tale of borders and nations. It is the story of a land that has lived through empires, revolutions, and the forging of a unique identity that transcends time and place. To understand the shared history of Mexico and the U.S. Southwest, we must journey back to the late 16th century, when the vast lands that now make up California, Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, Nevada, Utah, and parts of Colorado and Wyoming were under the flag of the Spanish Empire. Spain, in its quest for new territories, sent explorers, soldiers, and missionaries to claim and colonize these distant lands. This era marked the beginning of a profound transformation for the indigenous peoples of the region, as well as the land itself. The Spanish colonizers established missions, presidios, and settlements, bringing with them not just their language, but also their religion, customs, and laws. The missions, in particular, played a pivotal role in the colonization process. These were not just religious outposts but also centers of agricultural and economic activity. Indigenous peoples were brought into these missions, often forcibly, where they were taught Christianity, European farming techniques, and the Spanish language. This imposition of Spanish culture was profound, leaving a legacy that would endure long after the Spanish flag no longer flew over these lands. By the early 19th century, the winds of change were sweeping through the Americas. Mexico, inspired by the revolutionary movements that were igniting across the continent, fought and won its independence from Spain in 1821. The vast northern territories that had been part of the Viceroyalty of New Spain now belonged to the newly formed Mexican nation. However, this independence brought new challenges. The Mexican government faced the daunting task of governing these far-flung territories, where the influence of Mexico City was weak, and local populations were isolated and self-reliant. It was during this period that the character of the American Southwest began to take shape. Mexican settlers, known as Californios in California, Tejanos in Texas, and Hispanos in New Mexico, among others, lived in these territories, developing a culture that was distinct from both Spain and Mexico. They maintained the Spanish language, Catholic faith, and many traditions brought over by their ancestors, but they also adapted to the realities of their environment, forming a unique regional identity. The story takes a dramatic turn in the mid-19th century, with the outbreak of the Mexican-American War in 1846. The conflict was fueled by the United States doctrine of manifest destiny, the belief that it was the nation's destiny to expand its territory across the North American continent. The war ended in 1848 with the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo, a treaty that would forever alter the map of North America. As part of the treaty, Mexico ceded a vast portion of its northern territories to the United States, an area encompassing what are now the states of California, Nevada, Utah, Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, and portions of Colorado and Wyoming. This monumental shift brought about a new era in the Southwest. The people who lived in these territories suddenly found themselves citizens of a new nation, yet they were not strangers to the land. Spanish was still spoken in homes, churches, and marketplaces, and Mexican laws and customs continued to influence local governance. The treaty guaranteed the rights of the Mexican citizens now living in the United States, including the right to maintain their property and continue speaking Spanish. However, the reality of life under American rule was complex and often harsh. The influx of Anglo-American settlers brought new challenges to the existing Mexican communities. These settlers came with their own languages, cultures, and economic interests, often clashing with the established Mexican population. In many cases, the promises made in the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo were not fully honored, leading to the displacement of Mexican landowners and the marginalization of their culture. Despite these challenges, the Spanish language and Mexican traditions persisted, woven into the very fabric of the Southwest. The enduring presence of Spanish in the American Southwest is not merely a vestige of history but a living, breathing testament to the region's rich and complex past. Today, Spanish is spoken by millions across the Southwest, in schools, businesses, and homes. Cities like Los Angeles, San Antonio, Albuquerque, and Tucson are vibrant centers of Hispanic culture, where the legacy of Spanish and Mexican influence is celebrated and preserved. The names of these cities themselves are a reminder of the region's origins, a linguistic bridge connecting the past to the present. This shared history has given rise to a unique cultural identity in the American Southwest. It is a place where the lines between Mexico and the United States blur, where borders are not just physical but also cultural and historical. The people of the Southwest carry within them the legacy of their ancestors, Spanish explorers, Mexican revolutionaries, and indigenous peoples, creating a tapestry of cultures that is unlike any other in the world. In the modern era, this connection between Mexico and the Southwest continues to evolve. Economic ties, immigration, and cultural exchange between Mexico and the United States remain strong, reinforcing the deep bond between these two regions. The border, while a line on a map, is also a place of exchange, where ideas, languages, and traditions flow back and forth, enriching both sides. The story of Mexico and the U.S. Southwest is not just a history lesson, it is a narrative of resilience, adaptation, and cultural fusion. It is a story that reminds us that the land we stand on has been shaped by countless generations, each leaving their mark, each contributing to the rich tapestry of heritage that defines the region today. This is a shared history that transcends borders, reminding us that the ties between Mexico and the American Southwest are, and always have been, deep and enduring. As we move into the 20th century, the dynamic relationship between Mexico and the American Southwest continued to evolve, influenced profoundly by the upheavals and transformations of the era. One of the most significant events was the Mexican Revolution, which erupted in 1910 and lasted through the 1920s. This monumental conflict, which aimed to address deep social, economic, and political injustices in Mexico, had far-reaching effects beyond its borders. The Mexican Revolution was not merely a struggle within Mexico but a catalyst for change that reverberated across the Rio Grande. As the revolution created waves of instability and economic hardship, many Mexicans sought refuge in the United States, particularly in the Southwest. This migration was driven by a quest for safety and better opportunities, adding a new chapter to the shared history of the region. The influx of Mexican immigrants during this period contributed to the demographic and cultural richness of the Southwest, infusing it with vibrant new perspectives and traditions. In the wake of this migration, the presence of Spanish in the Southwest became even more pronounced. Spanish-speaking communities grew, bringing with them a rich cultural heritage that continued to shape the region. The impact of Spanish extended beyond the home and community. It influenced local government, media, and education. In cities like San Antonio, El Paso, and Los Angeles, Spanish became a vital part of public life, reflecting the deep-seated cultural roots that stretched back to the days of Spanish colonization. This enduring presence of Spanish is not just a linguistic quirk but a cornerstone of Southwestern identity. The language serves as a living link to the past, a testament to the resilience and adaptation of the region's people. It shapes local dialects, influences place names, and is a vibrant feature of public signage and communication. In essence, Spanish has become a thread woven into the fabric of Southwestern life, embodying the region's complex history and multicultural reality. Cultural fusion and resistance have been defining features of the Southwestern experience. As Mexican and indigenous cultures encountered Anglo-American influences, a unique blend of traditions emerged. This fusion can be seen in the region's cuisine, where dishes like tacos, enchiladas, and tamales have become integral to American food culture, yet retain their Mexican roots. Southwestern art and music also reflect this blend, combining indigenous motifs with Spanish and American styles to create something distinctly unique. At the same time, there has been a significant effort to preserve and celebrate the region's Mexican and indigenous heritage in the face of external pressures. Local festivals, traditional dances, and vibrant murals often tell stories of resistance and pride. These cultural expressions serve as a testament to the region's ability to honor its past while embracing the future. In the modern era, the connections between Mexico and the American Southwest remain strong and multifaceted. Economic ties between the two regions have grown, with trade agreements and cross-border business ventures creating a robust economic interdependence. The NAFTA agreement, now succeeded by the USMCA, exemplifies the close economic relationship that has developed, highlighting the importance of this cross-border partnership. Family connections also play a crucial role in maintaining ties between Mexico and the Southwest. Many families have members on both sides of the border, and the movement of people between these regions is a regular and important aspect of life. This fluidity fosters a continued exchange of culture, traditions, and values. Cultural exchange is another vital aspect of this relationship. The American Southwest is a melting pot of cultural influences from Mexico, seen in everything from art and literature to music and festivals. Celebrations such as Dia de los Muertos and Cinco de Mayo are embraced with enthusiasm, illustrating how Mexican traditions have become an integral part of the Southwestern cultural landscape. As we look to the future, the legacy of this shared history remains a powerful force in shaping the American Southwest. The region's identity is a tapestry woven from its Spanish, Mexican, and indigenous roots, along with the influences of American culture. This rich heritage continues to influence everything from community events and public policy to education and international relations. The story of Mexico and the American Southwest is a vivid reminder that history is not a static recounting of past events but a living, breathing force that shapes our present and future. The region's ability to merge diverse cultures, adapt to changing circumstances, and preserve its unique identity is a testament to the resilience and creativity of its people. As we reflect on this shared history, we are reminded that our understanding of the past can illuminate our path forward. The legacy of Mexico and the American Southwest is not just a chapter in history but a continuing story of cultural richness, resilience, and connection. It is a story that invites us to celebrate our shared heritage and embrace the possibilities of a future built on mutual respect and understanding. Please don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Until next time.